Hi there, I'm back. So here is the last assignment for tonight. It's 5.4, and the big title on it is Can You Spare a Home? So before you start reading it, there's a couple of questions. There's a couple of instructions at the top. If you have any questions while you're reading the article, you should jot them down in the margins, which is something we've done before, and it's just a way of being an active reader and thinking about what you're reading rather than just reading and reading and reading. And then there are a couple questions on that front page. The next couple of pages, so 70 and 71, there's a couple of spots there on the top left and the top right that has some vocabulary that you may or may not be familiar with. So the article is just trying to help you out in case you don't know those words. And then on the back is part A, which is critical thinking and making connections. And so you have a chart to complete there, and you have some categories about facts about life on the street for young people. So the first category is family. What is the category is family, and what is the fact of life for family for a life of a young person on the street? And then there are some other categories there as well. After you're done that, you can see there's one line at the bottom that's empty, and what you're supposed to do is think of another category that you could generate about homeless youth, and then add your own category that you've thought of in the last row, and then just complete the life of a young person on the street. Then there's one question that asks you, how did this increase your understanding of the article? By completing the chart. And again, remember, in English, it's never, you can say yes or no. You can say it didn't increase my understanding, but then you need to answer why. If you answer how it did, so yes, it did increase my understanding, then you're going to tell me how it increased your understanding, or something that you didn't know before. Maybe not all of it, maybe you weren't aware of any of it, I don't know. And then at the bottom, there's researching piece B, which is not due for you. So if you took this from the blog, it would have been scanned that way, and it would say don't do in the margin on the right hand side, so you'll know that. Anyhow, that's all the assignments I have for you for this week. So I hope you are doing well, and I'm going to remind you one more time about the poster, that you are creating your poster of your 100 natural highs. And remember to categorize. You have to have at least 4 categories. You can have more categories, but no less than 4. Once you have categorized them, then you're going to think about what you're going to talk about, but in this case, you're going to write a speech about the top from each category. So if you have 4 categories, you have to talk about the top from each one of those 4 categories, plus 6 more that you choose to talk about. But your poster, however you create it, does have all 100 natural highs. And if you're going to create your poster digitally, I think you should be able to maybe animate it or do something really interesting. Don't do a poster that's just a Word document that is a list with some pictures slapped on it, because that's not the idea of a poster. So when you're looking at a poster, I should be able to see some visuals there. I should see some text there, and the things that are your 10 top things that you're going to talk about in your speech. And I say talk with little quotation marks, because you're actually just going to write the speech and then send it to me, because it's not looking like we're going to actually see or hear it. But we'll have to see what happens after spring break, whether we're back in classes or not. And then you also have your novel study. So if you're, looking for some things and some excitement over the holidays, you can work on your novel study, or your poster assignment, or the how-to speech. And in that speech, I forgot to mention this earlier, when you write that speech, include what you would have used for visuals if you were going to do that in front of the class. So for those of you that do not like to make public speeches, this is your way to get off the hook for now. What if classes resume and you have not done those speeches, then I will expect that you're going to make them to our class. So have a great day, you guys. And I don't think I can say this often enough, and that is to practice social distance, wash your hands, and I hope everybody stays healthy.